Hello everyone, happy new year. Happy 2023. I'm Allison with Green Goddess Plants and Seeds, and welcome to a bit of a chat. So happy new year. Wishing everyone a great year. It's been not too bad weather-wise. I went out for a walk earlier today. It's about minus 13 Celsius. It's about 9 Fahrenheit. Sun's shining. There's some frost on the trees, which is kind of pretty and nice, as I showed earlier. So it's not a bad start to the new year. So we've been making plans for the garden already. We've already got some seeds ordered. Some of them have already come in already. The ones that we ordered there at the end of November, which is most of our bulk orders that we had to place. I have placed some other orders, my own orders, like for tomatoes and stuff like that. So I've got 3 orders that I've placed already. So I'll do an opening, envelope opening when they arrive, hopefully soon. I did manage to find some, at least a couple tomatoes that were a little harder to find. At least I've been looking for anyway. I ordered some from Wildboar Farms. I just happened to be on there looking to see what they had. I really wasn't sure I was going to order anything from them, but they actually had available was the goldberries. I've been looking for the goldberries tomato for a while, and for at least the last 2 years, it's been unavailable on their website. Not this past summer, but summer of 2021, I tried ordering some seed from a different seed vendor, and unfortunately they didn't grow true to type, so I was disappointed. And it took me a bit to figure out what I ended up growing from that. It obviously wasn't the goldberries, because the tomatoes were red instead of yellow, but that's okay. But I actually managed to find them. I was very happy, so I kind of placed an order right away because I did not want to miss out on those goldberries this again. So probably my plan for those goldberries is to grow them out and save some seed. And then the other order that I placed was with M.I. Gardner, and I've never ordered from them before, but he had the Giant Crimson, which he introduced last year. It was an old variety that had thought to be extinct, and they actually were gifted some old seed packets, and they offered seed to the public last year, but I didn't even bother trying to get any because I knew there was no way. It was just, anytime he announced that their seeds were available, they would be gone in an instant, so I didn't even bother. So when I just happened to be looking on the website there, a couple of days ago, and I was right time, right place, and sure enough, the Giant Crimson was available, so I ordered 1 packet. So I'm looking forward to growing those out this year in the garden, having a truly rare tomato available this year. Maybe not for the plant sale, but maybe just for fresh eating. Maybe we can sell a few at the farmer's market. I don't know. We'll see. My plan definitely for those is to save seed so that I can have the seed available going forward without having too much trouble. But like I said, we have ordered quite a few stuff. I know our plan for the market garden is to expand. We are going to be growing more of what we know we can grow well. So things like cucumbers grow well and they sell well. Potatoes grow well and sell well. We did sweet corn last year, which did very well, so we're doing more sweet corn. So we've got, we're actually going to be growing 4 different varieties of sweet corn this year. So 2 of them, like last year, we grew the espresso, which is this one. And we've also picked out one called Cafe, which is, I think, in the same line, but they both have cold soil tolerance, which for us is a big thing because it means we can plant it a little bit earlier than what we would normally have to with other varieties. But we also have Montauk and we have Vision, and the Vision we grew last year as well, which is it's a straight yellow corn. And I think the rest of the Cafe is a yellow corn, and the Montauk is bicolor, and the Espresso is bicolor. So So yeah, we had really good results with them. I think we just need to be a little more organized than we were last year, but we kind of have a spot in mind to plant it. So hopefully the weather cooperates. At the moment, we have some snow. I know last winter we had tons of snow. We just got dumped on. We had so much snow we didn't know what to do with it all. And of course, all that snow, it took time for it all to melt. So we're hoping for a better year weather-wise, and that's kind of one of our biggest sort of things that we have to deal with is the weather and the climate, and when it comes to being able to plant out, it's weather dependent. Literally, like it depends on when the snow melts, because we can have snow well into May if it's cold and it's cool, or if we have a lot of it, or I mean, we've had seasons where we've had the snow gone by the beginning of April, which is unusual and rare. But then we've also had snow falling on the May long weekend. So that's kind of the challenge here in the northern gardens and northern Saskatchewan, is we do have such a short growing season. But with the cold soil tolerance, that will allow us to plant out a little earlier and maybe not lose quite so many seeds to that. So we're looking forward to that. But we've got lots of beans. We're going to do cabbage this year. We're going to do lots of beets, peas. We've of course cucumbers. We're going to grow lots and lots of cucumbers because they are a huge seller. They're kind of a staple crop around here, along with potatoes. We've tried carrots, but they don't do well. Our soil is quite heavy, so we have to figure out a better way of doing it for us. So we're kind of not going to worry too much about carrots, even though it is a fairly basic staple crop. We're kind of not going to worry too much about that. We're going to kind of put our efforts and energy into what we know we can grow well this year. So that'll be the corn, and the beans did well. The corn, potatoes, cucumbers, Swiss chard did surprisingly well. I was very, very surprised at how well, not only did it grow, but how well it sold at the market. So we're going to be planting more of that this year too. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is I've actually started making my selections for my tomato plant sale in the spring. I have to admit, I wasn't totally sure I was going to do a plant sale because it's a lot of work and I don't get a lot of return for it. Like I try to keep my prices low because I don't want to gouge. I don't necessarily want to compete with the big box stores or the big garden centers or whatever, but it's more of a labor of love. I want to share that joy of tomatoes and the joy of gardening with people and growing things. And just, I love getting my hands in the soil, and I love planting the seeds, and I love transplanting them into pots and stuff like that. I love all of that, and I love growing different varieties. I love just how broad range of types of tomatoes are out there. Like if all you ever think of as tomatoes as red, oh my goodness, there are so many different colors and types and flavors out there for tomatoes. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, you could grow every year of your life, you could grow a different tomato every year, because there's just that many. There's thousands upon thousands of tomato varieties out there. There's more than just those basic 4 that they sell at the garden centers. There's so much more out there. And I part of my goal for the plant sale was to try and become a source of live plants for some of these hard to find varieties, because I think they're wonderful. I think they're so much better than some of these hybrids and standard ones that you get every year. Like some of them are tried and true. Like I do have and will sell the Manitoba tomato because it is a prairie tomato. It was developed in Manitoba for prairie gardens. So, and it is old enough to be considered an heirloom. So that I will grow. But there are so many more tomatoes out there other than the Manitoba tomato. There are just so many, and they're so wonderful. So that's kind of why I do the plant sale. I kind of had to sit down and remember that and reflect on that. That's why I'm doing it. So, but I did make my sort of my tentative list. I've got just under 30 varieties they'll probably be growing out. That might go up as my seed orders arrive. I might add a few more to that, but I am trying to keep it under control because, you know, I'm the type of gardener who if I have leftover plants, I'll plant them out into the garden. Glenn just says, oh, just dump them on the compost pile, and I find it hard to do that. Just because I put so much time and effort into raising these plants, I find it hard to just dump them. So I am trying to figure out how I need to grow so I don't end up with a ton of leftovers, so that they don't take up quite such a chunk of the garden is kind of what I'm aiming for. But anyway, I've got a few different varieties, some returning favorites, some new ones, some that I've grown, but maybe not in a long time. So returning is, of course, the beefsteak, which everybody likes. I've also got this ancient packet of Coeur de Boue, which is it's an oxheart, an oxheart type. This seed packet is like almost 15 years old. It's like I bought in like 2009. It had 300 seeds in it. And I'm sure there's still 200 seeds in the packet. So this is on the list to grow out if the seeds germinate. If the seeds don't germinate, then I'll probably just toss the rest of the packet, because there's still like a ton of seeds in this packet. So yeah. I've also, returning this year is the German red strawberry, which was amazing. The first couple of times I grew this out, I was not impressed. I wasn't happy. The plants were huge and the fruit was sparse, and it ended up blossoming and rot. Grew this last year out here at the farm, and it was just a completely different plant. Oh my God, it was loaded with huge oxheart type tomatoes. They were just enormous. Like, I swear, I don't think I got a 2-pound tomato, but I was close to getting a 2-pound tomato from that. Another returning one, well, this one is called Hungry Hill Pink. I haven't grown this one in a while, so I might have to do a refresher on what it's like. It seems to me it was a nice sweet tomato. New this year, even though I bought the seed last year, is Italian heirloom. Of course, we got Manitoba, the standard Manitoba. Returning this year definitely is the Michaelik, or Michaelich, however you pronounce it. This was amazing. Oh my God, this is another one that was just loaded with enormous tomatoes, and it had a really nice flavor too. It tasted kind of like tomato soup. It really reminded me of tomato soup. And I'm like, yes, this is definitely going to be another one that's going to be returning this year, is the Michaelik. And of course, then we got Starfire, which is another prairie tomato. It's been a couple of years since I've grown these one out, so it's a nice standard round red tomato. I've got Oxheart, or the Upstate Oxheart, sorry. This was another good one. This one, written into some of the darker, or the colored ones. We got Blue Beauty. I grew this in 2021, and it was a really nice tomato. Nice, moderate-sized fruits with a really good flavor. Not as dark as Black Beauty. This doesn't have quite as much of the anthocyanin pigmentation, but it was still a really nice, lovely tomato. And of course, Black Beauty will be returning. It's become a bit of a perennial tomato in my garden, because everyone's just fascinated by it, by how dark it is. So also this year is Black Plum. We're growing Black Plum, and getting into some of the yellow and the striped ones now. We've got Afternoon Delight. That's a new one. I haven't grown that one yet. I've also got Golden Oxheart, Marvel Stripe, which I have tried to grow several times. Didn't grow it this year, and I don't think I grew it last year, but this one and the watermelon beefsteak, I always have trouble with these. For whatever reason, there's always something that happens, and I don't get fruit off of these. I don't know what it is about this variety. It's not necessarily disease. It could be frost. Sometimes we had rain and the fruit just rotted before I got to pick it. It would split and crack, but hopefully this year I'll actually get to taste the Marble Stripe. And I've got white Tomasol, which will be new. I think I bought the seed last year, so that'll be new this year. Yellow brandywine, which is new to me. And then I've got some seed that I got in a trade for the Rosso Sicilian. So that'll be an interesting newbie for the garden. So that's just half of what I've decided to put into the plant still this year. Like I said, as the seed orders arrive, I might add a few more to the list. We'll see. I'm kind of like that, you know. I would love to just be unrestricted when it comes to that and just grow out all the ones that just fascinate me and all the ones that are new and I haven't tried before, and even some returning favorites would be nice. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and just start doing some more seed talks and garden talks. And now that the new year is upon us, it's a great time for new beginnings, a great time to start planning and dreaming and all that. So I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful 2023, and I hope it's a fantastic year for all of us. You know, the last couple of years have been very hard. Well, the last 3 years have been very hard on a lot of people. You know, and it's just, yeah, it's time for us to just have a break from the hardship, from whatever, from the troubles, and just have a good year, a good, prosperous year full of happiness and joy. And that's what I wish for everyone, a year full of happiness and joy and love and peace and all good things. So yeah, so we'll be doing more talks. So yeah, until next time, Happy New Year. Take care.